What is going on? I'm zmoT, also known as Anon Moose on the internets. We're going to be doing War Factory today, but more importantly, I finally have my mic set up properly, I believe. So please hit me up in the comments. Throw me the emoji of a microphone if you think this sounds good. If you think this sounds bad, maybe put the monkey covering its ears. That's a good start. Let's have a look at War Factory, see just what we've got in front of us. Look at this. Those shields back there are ridiculously overprotected. So we're probably not going to go back there. But this is ridiculous. This looks incredibly easy. So I don't think we're going to do any prep attacks whatsoever. Sadly, I do not have Cryoneers. Cryoneers would be a good one. For those of you who know how to use rifle and Cryoneer and Zooka and medics, I don't even know if you need medics, to be completely honest. We're just going to go straight forward at this and see if we can't solo this using an HQ18 XP46 account, unboosted, with zero planning and zero thought. Hotpot not going to be an issue. Laser not going to be an issue. Rocket launcher is not going to be an issue. And the zmoT also not going to be an issue. So all we really need to worry about is throwing GBE on top of those back mortars, and otherwise just walking straight through this. So I am going to use smoke because I feel that using smoke will get my troops nice and close and cozy to those flamethrowers, but it's totally not required. Gonna get nice and close all the way down in here with all of our troops, and as soon as that smoke clears, and by the way, you probably could use one smoke to drop there, but I just wanted to be super cautious because this is something that you can probably solo with zero effort whatsoever. Just letting the critters get in front, letting the riflemen get shot in the face, and having your zookas clear all of the flamethrowers. Definitely for a low level, you're going to have to use all sorts of GBE to get rid of those flamethrowers. Sadly, I'm going to risk it and not... Let's throw a medkit instead in the hopes that we can save a shock. And at this point, we're just pushing forwards. You probably want to use Critter Swarm if you have a decent level of Critter Swarm. I do not. So what I'm going to do instead is use all of my GBE on those back mortars. Again, not entirely sure this is the right idea, but those mortars do need to go. And we've got a reasonable... Oh, we've lost all of our riflemen. So I said we had a reasonable number of riflemen. We now have 0 riflemen. So at this point, it's just a war of attrition with our Zookas pushing forward. Those are not riflemen. And using GBE on the mortars. Don't really know if those mortars needed to go, if we could have pushed a little bit to the left, but I did not want to risk going anywhere near those lasers with Everspark. Lasers, when you have Everspark loaded, can be very bad, and we did not manage to solo it. So, a decent attack, but not a fantastic attack. We've lost all of our Zookas. You could just use all Zookas, clear those flamethrowers, and then retreat. That would be the wise thing to do, but I figured we might as well try to solo it with this HQ18 account. You could also smoke all the way back there and just ignore the front stuff, but we'll do that on a different account. For this one, I just wanted to give it a shot for the full-on, full frontal solo attack, and it did pretty darn well. So, retreat. On this one, if you are not looking for the solo, make sure you retreat. Save your troops. And you can probably do this with only losing riflemen and keep all of your Zookas and your gold in good, fresh supplies. We're going to drop on the right-hand side using no flare, and then we're going to flare as wide as we can. I like to go in this very far right corner, just because it makes your troops bunch up by flaring them into corners. And having them bunch up is a very good thing because it lets the riflemen get out front because they're a little bit faster, and the Zookas will just hang out in behind. And we don't want to go anywhere to the left because those sniper towers are going to be a little bit more dangerous than straight up cannons. Now, we looked at how big those shields were. I think the shield was somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 million total health on the headquarters. So this is going to take a bit of time. Let's get a hack out. Hopefully that will... Nope, I was hoping that would take out the sniper tower. There we go. So getting a little bit more help. and see, that is why EASYish is dangerous when it comes to lasers. Need to be careful. Let's get one more hack out. I'm just going to keep hacking things. Don't really care what happens here, because if we die, we die. Now, EASYish is about to get wrecked by that zmoT. Overall, doing pretty darn well. You'll notice that when the boom surprise pops up, your zookas all start to shoot in synchronized fashion. That is a bug. You end up losing about half of a cycle of zookas shooting. Same thing happens with hot pots. It's not a huge bug, but it definitely is one that should be addressed, because there have been operation attacks that have been failed as a result of that slight delay. You don't get a boost in shooting. Some of your zookas actually delay their shot when it pops up, and it isn't a big deal, but it definitely is a bug. I'm going to retreat here because I don't want to sit here shooting at that core with limited number of zookas. We're going to come back with all zookas, finish that core, and then we'll move on to do it with a full-on maxed attack. Just a reminder, please do let me know how the audio sounds. If it's too quiet, if it's too loud, if it sounds buttery, silky, smooth. Definitely constant improvement is the whole reason this channel exists. I really do work hard at the video quality, the audio quality. It might not seem like it at times, but I do work hard. Now, the sad part of this is I have not been using this microphone because I've had problems with it in the past, never managed to make it sound good, and I finally cracked open the instruction booklet and realized I was talking at the back of the microphone. That sounds incredibly stupid, I will fully admit, but you can't tell which way's the front, which way's the back, and based on the lettering and the labeling and stuff like that, it looks like this is the back, but this is actually the way you talk to it. So, bit of a dumb maneuver on my part, and that's okay. If you're gonna be dumb, you might as well do it in public, I suppose. So, let's just get that out in the air, and hopefully you guys have done something like that, because it blew my mind. I felt like a complete dummy. Also, one of my problems with my audio is that my laptop is about 4 years old, and it just screams, and I have to filter out that fan noise, so that has been a problem. New laptop arrives today. Extremely excited to have a new laptop. It's pretty, it's black, it's the Microsoft Surface 3 with the i7, 16 gigs of RAM. Not ridiculously overpowered, but it should do the job. I'll be back in just a second. We're going to switch accounts, and then I'll come back with a max account and do something slightly more fun. Back in a second! Okay, so it's raining on the archipelago. We've just been raided, sadly, but that's all right with me. Let's have a quick get the daily chest, then we will get into the war factory. Have zookas and one bombardier loaded. The reason for that is I've been finding that for operation attacks, unboosted, having one bombardier loaded can help you farm lots and lots of GBE on Machina or Machina or on Dioxin, for example. Phobos, lots and lots of bases, and using 7 boats unboosted is more powerful than using 8 boats, I've found, just because that extra GBE does make a difference. So what we're going to do is probably get wrecked by that zmoT, but I'm just going to skip past all of these flamethrowers and clear from, like, here, maybe, right behind this cannon. Don't really have a plan, but we'll figure all of that out as we get closer. Again, just trying for a solo-ish. Doesn't really matter, obviously, but we're going to give it a go and try our best to get all of our troops into here without losing Miss EASYish. Again, using that 2 smoke drop, probably could do it with 1. Uh-oh, that smoke's about to expire. Missed my first flare. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but sometimes I find that I miss. Oh no, we lost. What did we lose? We lost 3, 4 zookas. Not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Let's throw that out and hopefully get that mortar hacked. Good. EASYish about to die. Maybe not. Let's go, dudes. Just burning everything from in here. EASYish having died is not going to help us by any stretch of the imagination. I really did want to go for those right-hand or left-hand side shields. Wow, all of our troops are gone. I'm kind of amazed by how fast that happened. Was that just straight up cannons to the faces? I'm amazed, like absolutely amazed how fast we just got destroyed there. So a bit of a blunder on my part. Huge, plus I didn't get to use that last 36 GBE. So that full on sucked. Wow, my HQ18 using essentially no smoke did far better than that. So now we need to figure out how the heck we're going to finish. Let's have a quick look at that core and see. Probably should have gone in back where those mortars were, just so that we can not deal with 50 cannons shooting us directly in the face. My fear was that the zmoT would eat all of our troops and kill EASYish and all of those kind of things. I have a huge sneeze coming on, so I'm going to have to hold that off at the same time. Going to get rid of the bombardiers because they cost a fair amount of diamonds to load, I believe, compared to zookas, but I think it just went from 20 to 22, so maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's have a look. Yeah, bombardiers actually cost fewer diamonds to load based on the time, I suppose. That makes good sense. I'm tempted to use warriors, I gotta say. Let's have a look and see if we can't do a warrior ridiculousness, but I think that too many warriors are gonna die, so we're just gonna carry on using more squishy troops. If you use Scorchers on this, you are my hero. Please, someone go right with Scorchers. Right now, we do have the Scorcher Health Tribe, so please, someone send me a video of you going right using nothing but Scorchers. That would be absolutely magical. I'm just going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to walk right into the danger zone, as Mr. Archer would say, and hopefully get all of our troops back there and probably have EASYish get killed by the zmoT, as that's just the way I roll. Now we can gap smoke, obviously, once we get away from those flamethrowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to drop some critters right in there in the hopes that EASYish doesn't die. Oh, EASYish's dead. Just always seems to happen. I can't manage to keep EASYish alive for the life of me. With zmoTs, you have to be so ridiculously careful, and I did not manage to do that. We're going to let the boom surprise pop up in just a second here, and then we're going to move back into the corner and hopefully stay out of the range of those far... You know what? I think I went too far. I think if we go all the way back to that corner, we're going to end up getting hit by those rocket launchers, and I really don't want to get hit by the rocket launchers. So, yeah, there we go. Murphy's Law, I believe they call it. We're going to get all of our... You know what? I'm going to artillery that zooka right there. Never mind. The boom cannon already got it. Just in the hopes that that machine gun was not going to keep shooting us. And at this point, I think we've got it down. Probably should have gone back there in the first place, but I did not want EASYish to die to the zmoT, but it happened anyways. So this is a far better kill zone. You will have to contend with some mortars. But realistically, if you have some Cryoneers loaded, like maybe 1 boat of Cryoneers, 2 boats of rifles, and then just the rest zookas, and just walk all the way through that max level account, we'll be able to solo it. Or go right with Scorchers, or go left with Scorchers. I gotta say, I totally missed the boat on this. Should have used Scorchers. But hopefully the audio sounds better, working bit by bit. Really will be sad if the audio does not sound crystal clear and buttery perfect. I don't even know what words to say to make it sound sultry and sexy, but hopefully that sounds good. Hopefully it looks good. And hopefully you solo that, because that is a fantastic first solo for anyone out there who has never soloed War Factory. If you get your first solo, please send me the emoji with the hands raised, 2 hands raised in the air, and we'll go from there. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm zmoT on the proper microphone. I shall talk to you soon. As always, thanks for coming in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, downvote, heckle, and I shall talk to you later. Thanks for coming in. Peace.